Alie, let me ask you a question.
Yeah, fire away, dude.
What?
Fire away, dude.
Oh. Yes or no? Finding the right hair color for you, Alie, can be a challenge.
What color is my hair right now?
Burgundy.
Yeah, was that on purpose?
No.
Did I need to use E-Salon?
Yes, you did.
Oh, I fucked it up. Oh, wait. You can scratch that.
No, it's great. E-Salon offers professional grade, leave that in, completely personalized hair color that's created just for you and delivered right to your door. Alie, you fucking need this.
I need it so much. This is the last time I will color my hair without taking the steps to get the right color. I grabbed a color off the shelf. It was the wrong color. My hair is maroon now.
Don't do it. Alie, do you love questionnaires?
Yes.
Here's a hair questionnaire. Upload your photo and a personal colorist will formulate your individually blended color from over 15,000 pigments.
Oh my God.
I know.
I need E-Salon and a time machine to go back to yesterday.
Totally. Well, they've got you covered. There's 100% satisfaction guaranteed if you're not happy, Alie.
Oh God, I need
with
this.
your color. It will give you a free reformulation or refund.
I think anything's better than what I did to myself before.
I mean, you look cute.
Thanks, dude. But you know what? I like that the color doesn't fade. Like they have the grays covered. Because I get some grays every once in a while.
I mean, at 23 years old, our gray is like pretending to start to come in.
I know. It's probably because we're such big thinkers.
We're so young.
So you can visit esalon.com/slumberparty, all one word. And do that. You get 50% off your first order. So that's $10 for your personalized hair color, which is crazy because the last time I got my hair colored in a salon, it was like $180.
Dude, you can do it your freaking self. I've been doing it my freaking self for years and years.
Yeah, I really got the wrong color. So I need to use eSalon. You get 50% off your first box at esalon.com/slumberparty. So go do that. Don't be an Alie Ward.
Send us photos too. Hashtag it at, I don't know, Alie in Georgia. Let's see your hair.
Yeah, just tag us in it on Instagram. Let's see your pictures.
Let's do it.
I want to look at your hair.
Bye. Listen, you shouldn't have to stretch your budget to buy jeans with a little give. High-end denim can cost hundreds of dollars, but bargain brands don't offer the same level of style and comfort.
Yeah. You can't get some jeans that cost you hundreds of dollars and like have to do a juice cleanse to get into them.
Totally. So Distilled, spelled D-S-T-L-D, they've revolutionized the fashion industry with their timeless luxury grade denim. So you get jeans that would normally cost you hundreds starting at just $65.
Yeah. They eliminate these crazy markups because they refuse to work with middlemen.
Refuse. They ship directly to you for free and guarantee the fit, or they'll send you a new pair until they're perfect. Distilled jeans are built to last and will be a staple in your closet for years.
They also have a bunch of fall jackets. So if you're like into a classic denim or you want like a bomber jacket, you can just expect the same level of quality.
Okay. And so for a discount, go to dstld.com/feral and you'll get $10 off your first order.
That's
d.com/feral for $10 off. Bye. Thanks. Bye.
Feral Audio.
Okay. Hi, Alie.
Georgia?
Alie.
Is that you?
Is that you?
It is.
Oh my God. What is this?
I think it's Slumber Party with Alie and Georgia.
I believe it is.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Hey everyone. Thanks for listening to Slumber Party with Alie and Georgia. This is Georgia. This is what my voice sounds like.
This is Alie. I'm over here. Hi.
You guys can't tell us apart, apparently.
Yeah, 4 years, you guys.
Come on. And I have we were listening to our episode to edit it yesterday.
Yeah.
And my voice is so distinct and annoying to me. I don't know how people can't tell us apart.
I am going to wager that you are more familiar with your voice than other people are familiar.
Probably.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
When you listen to your own voice for almost 23 years now.
Oh, yeah. 23.
Almost 24.
It'll be 24 in June.
I know.
No,
wow.
I won't.
Getting so old.
Hey, Alie.
Yeah.
What did you learn this week?
Oh, I learned something that's kind of insightful, but kind of a mystical bummer.
I love it.
Okay, are you ready for
This
a
is,
mystical bummer?
My favorite kind of bummer.
Oh, shit. Okay, so mantras.
in transcendental meditation.
Yeah.
You know how they're kind of mystical and they're like given to you. I love
Yeah.
that. I'm like, you know how when you get a mantra.
So LA.
Okay.
You know when you pay someone to give you a mantra.
Right. So if you like learn how to meditate, like someone gives you a mantra and they like whisper it in your ear and like you can't tell anyone your mantra.
And
like,
it's a thing that when you're meditating, it's what you focus on, so you don't focus on other things.
right. It's like you say like hoobity loobity, hoobity loobity.
You just gave away your mantra.
No. I found out where they came from.
Really? And I don't like mine, so tell me.
It just, you would think it would come from like your eye color and like the sign of the unicorn. It just comes from the year you were born. I'm so pissed.
Does everyone from the year 1990?
Sure.
Right. Have the same mantra?
No, it's like, I think it's a little bit based on gender and based on year, but apparently that's readily available via Google. And but you know what? But the point is, your mantra does not matter.
You know what I'm
just
gonna do?
have to sit down and repeat a thing.
I'm gonna tell everyone my mantra because I don't like it and I don't use it and I don't care.
I already know what it is.
How do you know?
Okay, 1, 2, 3, say it. 1, 2, 3, shrimp.
How'd you know?
Because I looked yours up too. I was
So
like,
it's just available?
it's available.
Oh, Teo,
But-
you're on notice.
Our meditation teacher, listen, the point is that meditating is probably good for your brain very much if you just sit and like clear your mind and like say a thing. But I also think if you don't like your mantra, it's probably cool if you just say anything.
I'm done with my mantra. I don't say it. I
have to
say
breathe.
I say relax. Relax.
That's
relax.
great.
That's what I say.
Anyway, that's what I learned. I'm sorry, you guys, but I also think it's liberating in a way.
I feel so much better.
Me too.
I want my money back.
No.
I learned how to meditate. The mantra meant nothing about it. Anyways, mine actually, the thing I learned this week is similarly meditative.
Oh,
Do you know what ASMR is? I bet you do.
I do.
Of course you do. I just learned what this is, and it's fucking incredible. In my like forever search to cure my insomnia, this is just another one I can pile on that won't work. So it's great. It's autonomous sensory meridian response.
Yes.
It's a euphoric experience characterized by a static-like or tingling sensation on the skin that typically begins on the scalp and moves down the back of the neck and the upper spine, precipitating relaxation. What the fuck does that mean? Basically, you listen to someone whispering and someone it's like a whisper that is like a tingling sensation in your brain, and it creates relaxation. And so someone said it sounds like it's like incredibly satisfying, and it sounds like bubbles in your head. And they compare it to getting a scalp massage, but the sensation is on the inside. There's a Vice article about it that you can read if you Google it. And there's also apps you can download for insomnia that you just plug in your earphones and it just whispers at you, which is weird because I've been listening to this new this podcast called Sleep With Me that is just this guy in a monotone, comforting voice telling a meandering, pointless story. And I realized,
It's like
and
us.
I fall asleep. Yes, I fall asleep immediately when I listen to it, and it's just ASMR.
Well, not everyone experiences the
Right.
braingasm, as they call it.
Right. Not everyone can feel it.
Some people will listen to these ASMR videos and be like, what? There's just some girl, like a lot of them are women being like, just like transactions in a shop where
Yeah.
it's like, here, let me bag your groceries. And then they're like crinkling things. And some people are like, what's this bitch talking about? But other people are like, it's the best.
And then it's like,
feeling."
why does this have 3 million views? It's so boring.
Right.
And it's like, well, because the people who can feel it.
The first time I saw an ASMR video, I thought it was a comedy video. And I was like, this is the most dry, like poignant, hilarious comedy. And then I was like, oh, people are getting brain tingles from this. Anyway,
Okay.
let's ask our guest.
Hey, let's ask our guest what she learned.
Our guest is so important. We can't deal with it. She's amazing. We love her. We're huge fans. She is a screenwriter. She is the co-creator and producer of my favorite show, Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. She also wrote Devil Wears Prada, Morning Glory, which I saw in the theaters with my parents and I loved.
How does she do it?
She is an amazing screenwriter and we love her. Aline Brush McKenna.
Hi.
You're here.
You're here.
Woot woot.
Thanks for being on Slumber Party.
So does my thing I learned have to be like some sort of Esalen hippy dippy? Because you
No.
guys really came strong with
Ours-
the kind of
ours- yeah.
like woo woo stuff.
We did. A lot of times we talk about like praying mantis facts or like murder facts, but we just happen to
okay,
get
I got a
some-
practical. I got something very practical.
Give
I
it
love
to us.
it.
When you're making a burger, are either of you vegetarian?
Absolutely not.
Okay. When you're making a burger, do you salt the meat while you're mixing the burger meat or after the patty is formed?
I'd say after the patty is... No. Yeah, I'd say after the patty is formed.
I toss it in there getting mishmash.
Well, it turns out that it's important, nay, critical, to put the salt on after the burger's already formed.
What the hell's up with that?
Because if you put it in before it's formed, that the proteins start to dissolve inside the burger and it makes it spongy and sausagey.
There you fucking go. I bet that's the same with like meatballs probably too, right?
That I don't know, but I will tell you that I'm making burgers for my kids tonight, so I looked it up online, and that's what I learned.
That's a good one. That's a practical...
Damn.
Season liberally with salt and pepper after you have formed and loosely formed the patty. I mean, you already know that. You're not supposed to work the meat too much and heat it with your hands and all that. Loosely form the patty, salt and pepper the fuck out of it.
I bet that's a good ASMR video. Just
forming patties.
Patty
And then
forming.
sizzling patties might work for that
Yeah.
too.
sizzling patties might work.
Yeah.
Oh, then you just get hungry and I can't sleep though too.
Right. Oh, that's true.
How many kids? Are you the first? I think you're like the second person on the podcast who has children, and I want to know everything about having children.
Yeah,
please.
what's that like?
Is there an age? Has there been an age limit up to this point?
No, we're all just broken people who
Yeah.
don't have relationships and don't have children.
Super unlovable.
Yeah.
And incapable.
We can't even take care of ourselves.
We have reproduced twice.
Wow.
We have two boys. They're 13 and 16, and they're the greatest things
Are you
ever.
so happy you had boys?
You know, I didn't really have an opinion going into it, and I had always hoped in some ways to have a girl because I'm like a big shopper and I
Yeah.
love stuff and I love bags, and I was excited to have someone who would love stuff and bags.
Yeah, a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Bags. Bags are so
And I don't know, that was very gender normative of me to even think that. But then, so when I was pregnant the second time, I went to the doctor and she said, "You're having a girl." And I went and I bought a little pink outfit and I gave it to my husband. And I was like, "Oh, we're having a girl." And then we went back for a more detailed ultrasound. And the doctor, was looking around and she said, if this is a girl, she has a rather large penis. And so we ended up, our second child is not only a boy, he's a very, we can't comment on that, but
Right.
he is a very tall, substantial fellow.
There's no mistaking him
There
for a
is
female.
none. No.
I think that I wouldn't care if I have a girl or a boy when I have kids, but I don't want a teenage girl ever. I don't want
Why?
meat.
You can just skip it. You can send her away.
I can,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, you
Ship
can
her
board
off
her.
at 12.
Like I know as penance for what a terrible person I was when I was a teenager to my parents.
Here's an idea. What if you raised her differently?
I could totally not raise her like my mom raised us because that was, was.
I got to tell you something, though. I have a lot of friends with teenage girls, obviously. It doesn't really matter what kind of parent you are.
Really?
They're horrible.
Oh my god!
They're horrible.
I
They're
bet you anything
horrible.
I'll have a girl.
They're horrible.
When
They're
do they-
so mean to their moms.
Yeah.
They're so nasty, so critical. If they're too well dressed, they hate it. If they're not well dressed, then they're just like constant stream of invective and Joan Rivers like satire.
And then you're also financially supporting them and you're cooking meatballs for them and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boys are fantastic. My boys are delight. Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
how do I? Both my siblings have had boys, so maybe fingers crossed. I'm not pregnant or anything, FYI.
Good to know. I don't know. Well, I'm sure you could always sell it on eBay if you get a girl.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Upcycle it.
I'll take it. I still want to. I still would have wanted.
Okay.
To
Yeah, get some bags
take another
with it.
one.
Upcycle it is the funniest thing I've ever.
You know,
heard.
speaking of births, let's ask a slumber party question.
Let's do
it.
There's a slumber party question we call "It was my birthday."
Okay.
It's based off of Yelp reviews that are supremely bitchy because people weren't treated well at the Cheesecake Factory on their birthday.
Because it was my birthday.
It was my birthday. So, do you have a birthday story? Like, what did you do your last birthday? Did you have a great birthday one year? Did you have a shitty birthday one year
Or
that you
kids'
remember?
birthdays. I always assume that kids' first birth. Well, I'm not going to talk about kids the whole time. I'm just like,
Let's talk
Yeah,
about
you're really something.
kids
Your
medicating.
your ovaries have really come to play today.
dude, I
Yeah.
think that I'm kind
Something's
of
happening.
Something is definitely happening. Yesterday I was at Starbucks, and this little 3-year-old was walking around and mistook me for his mom and put his little hands on my legs, and then I died.
You should have sued him.
And then you died.
It was like the kid. Okay, so yeah.
So birthdays I tend to celebrate rather lightly, but the thing that I associate with birthday celebrations is I'm very pleased that I am out of the phase of my life where there's a good solid 10 years of your life where you have the birthday fuck over, where somebody invites you to a restaurant and you have to pay for yourself.
No.
And I mean, I would say that, that was from like the age of 22 to about 35.
Wow.
You're going to these places. You guys know what I'm talking about. Like they're saying we're meeting at La Poubelle, and then the bill comes, and like no matter what you have, you're splitting it with 10 people.
Yeah.
So you might as well,
No.
by the way, order the like high-end whiskey and the the steak, because you're going to end up splitting it equally. And then we used to call this the $50 fuck over. And the bill is coming, and then people are going to, and we actually did a song about this, the group hang, where you sort of divide, then you're going to divide the check. It's going to be unfair. And when I was about 25 or 26, I was riding with a partner who was a bit older than me, and we had his dinner at La Poubelle. And there were about like 15, 20 guys there. They're mostly guys. And so as the dinner was ending, I don't know why I got designated to be the bill person. Like I had to talk to my shrink about how to not ever again be the bill person. So I'm holding the bill, and you know what's happening, which is like people are coming up to me and like handing me a 20 and leaving.
No.
And I'm like, it's not 20, it's $48.
Yeah.
So people are like handing me money and leaving. Everybody leaves. My partner, who was older than me and like had a little bit more money than he, obviously I'm not going to tell him because it's his birthday.
Right.
And I'm looking at the bill, which I remember was $372.
Oh, I love that you
And
remember.
in
I
my
know.
hand, I have about $180.
Holy
God.
shit.
And I'm like, okay, I'm 25 years old. I don't have a lot of money. I'm like, I'm just going to cover this myself somehow. I don't know how. Also, because like for me to put that on my card at the time was like, oh, I don't even know if that's going to work.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there with tears in my eyes, and a friend of his, who if he listens to comedy podcasts, his name is Rob Cohen. He's a very funny comedy writer. And he just looks over at me, comes over to me, takes the bill out of my hand, and goes and pays it with his credit card.
Oh, what an angel.
Yeah. So I'm very glad that I'm out of that phase.
I once I was overdrawn on a date that a guy asked me out on because he was like, let's split the bill. And I was like, I had $100 in my account at the time, and it was like 110, and I didn't want to go out with him again.
Did it go through?
It went through, but I got overdraft charge.
You made out with him though, right? A little bit?
I think I made out with him.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah, I
'cause
remember.
was
One
like,
of my very close friends is Alie Adler, who's the EP of Supergirl.
Yeah.
And I remember one time we had dinner, and it was like somewhere kind of expensive, and she just grabbed the bill and paid it. I was going to split with her, and she grabbed the bill and paid it. And I said, why are you paying? And she goes, because we're 40.
Yeah, pretty much.
it is nice to get, like, I was shocked because 35 feels like too old to be doing that.
Yeah.
To be
No,
splitting.
the $50 fuck over persisted for some people way long.
Yeah.
And then you would get this invite and be like, really? We're all going to the Palm? It's like,
Yeah.
this is going to be $75, and I'm going to have, and you're going to have the Caesar salad, and somebody
Totally.
else is going to have the prime rib. It's just,
Well, for my bachelorette party, that's why I chose a place that you had to go order at the counter. So no one's going to get fucked over. Everyone can
Right,
order what
yeah.
they want. I can drink for free because everyone's offering me fucking drinks. But no one's getting fucked over.
But in the case of a group hang birthday, you also bring a gift though, right? You should also bring
Yeah,
a gift, or
well-
is your gift I'm here eating prime rib with you?
I think it's that you get free prime rib.
Right. I
you
guess
get
that's
someone else to pay for your food, basically.
Yeah.
No, but I'm
One
glad
day a
that,
year.
that those anxious days.
The $50 fuck over is
Yep.
like, I
I
love
know,
that.
I
It's a
know.
thing.
What would be your perfect day? Perfect day, start to finish. You wake up, and it doesn't have to be your birthday. Just any day. You wake up, you're anywhere. You can do anything you want. You can
Well,
eat
we had
whatever
some.
you want.
We just recently went to Hawaii.
Oh,
And that was pretty great. I find it hard to live life without a breakfast buffet. For like 2 weeks after I get back from Hawaii, I'm like, I want to go downstairs and have little crispy muffins and papaya.
Oh my God, that sounds amazing.
Yeah. So that and then sort of those days where your entire concern is like, what am I going to read when I'm sitting under an umbrella? I mean, I know that's a cliche,
No, it's not.
but I do enjoy that. And then, doing stuff as a family is really fun. When their kids are little, it's exhausting. It's so exhausting. Like I remember when my son was a baby, and my older son was like 2 or 3, and we put the older son in the car, and I was holding the baby in my hand. And I looked at my husband and I was like, can we call Anna? Our babysitter was like on a Sunday. I was like, can we call Anna and have her drive out and just put this baby in the car and then she can leave? But I just can't face, like, you're so exhausted when your kids are little. And then you reach a phase when the little one's like 5 or 6 where you're like fully functional. You can go anywhere. You can go. And I remember the day we got in the car and everybody opened their own car door, sat down, and put on their own seatbelt.
Huge.
And I was like, we're in business. So we're in a really good phase right now where the kids are like, they still like us. And so like,
They still like
we're
you.
going to go see Jungle Book this weekend, all 4 of us. And like, we like to go to sushi. And
They eat
it's-
sushi?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Do they ever?
They're LA kids. Yeah. Like, I think
Totally. Totally. My biggest regret, my son's bar mitzvah was over the weekend. My biggest regret was didn't get enough sushi. It was gone. It was gone in like 10 minutes. It was literally gone in 10 minutes.
How was his
Kids
bar
were like
mitzvah?
piling sushi on their plate. It was great. It was really fun. It was really great.
I love it.
was
Did he
great.
have a theme?
I feel like I'm literally talking to you guys from the other end of the universe where like older people with children and what that's like.
You're
It's
making
great.
me-
I'm loving it.
I am of the age where I should have like a 15-year-old. I just don't have a boyfriend. So I haven't quite, I would really like to get a dog, but I'm not
time.
there yet.
I actually started, I mean, to be honest with you, like I had my first son when I was 32, which I feel like in LA makes me like basically a teen mom.
Pretty much, yeah.
You know, like I'm the youngest in his grade. I'm always the youngest mom there. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, because
What's
people
the
in
rush?
LA, like professional women,
Yeah.
they often have their first kid when they're 39 or whatever.
Oh,
It's not
God.
unusual at all.
I want to hear because I'm having that like crisis of like, do I, don't I? Can I wait 10 years? No, I absolutely cannot. And like,
My
it's
best
scary.
friend Kate is the person that inspired 27 Dresses.
Yeah.
And she was single. And in fact, when we made the movie, she was still single. And I was like, this movie's going to come out. And Kate's going to be single. And it's going to be a bummer.
Show up to the premiere single.
While we were making the movie, right after we make the movie, she found the man that she was meant to be with. She got pregnant on their honeymoon.
Whoa.
She had a baby. And at the premiere of the movie, she had, and I think she was, I don't want to speak for Kate, but I think she was 37, 8, 9 when she had her first baby.
I love hearing that.
And her baby was 3 weeks old, and I sent a car for her, and they came in a limo to the premiere, and it was the first place she'd gone since the baby was born.
Oh, that's
my God.
adorable.
But Kate was single, and I think she was in her late 30s, and her husband was in his early 40s when they
How did
had
they
kids.
meet?
She met him at a party. She was my she was single in a way that like hurt my soul. Like I love her so much. She's a perfect human being, and I couldn't understand. Like I would be married to her in 5
I
seconds.
totally get that.
And she had all these like amazing dating escapades, and she wasn't in 27 weddings, but she was in way too many weddings. She's like a people pleaser. Mm-hmm. I mean, you have to be to get that highly ranked with that many people. Like 12 or 13 people want you to be in their wedding.
Yeah.
And so her singleness was like, I remember she broke up with a guy, and her roommate, this woman, Kayla Alpert, who's a brilliant writer, she broke up with this guy, and Kayla and I cried. And we went to a vintage store and bought her a cashmere sweater because we just wanted to find something to comfort her. And we were so upset that this guy had dumped her that Kayla and I cried.
I love it.
Oh, man.
I have girlfriends where like, and I know this is such a cliche to say this, but I fucking mean it. And with Alie too, where I'm like, well, you're too good for everyone. Like
Oh,
you're
that's
just
nice of you.
You're too like all my girlfriends, and I'm like, well, you can't find anyone because guys they all suck, and you're just too good.
There's a lot of guys that are like almost 40 and still DJing in LA, and I don't know what to do about that. You know? I don't know.
So you say, what do you do? And they say, oh, I'm a DJ. And you say,
What do you really do?
Yeah.
Says the girl podcasting right now. But still, how do your friends feel when because you write so authentically about women, which is, you know, why I love Crazy Ex, why I love your movies. But how do your friends feel when you kind of pluck experiences from?
well, Kate, in Kate's case, she was a consultant on the movie. She has a credit on the movie.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. But you know, writers are. My friend Peter used to say, you know, writers are assassins. You know, I have a friend whose sister-in-law is a novelist, and she says, if you don't want me to write about it, don't do it in front of me. But you know, with screenwriting, it's all a little couched. You know, it's all a little bit, and often people don't recognize themselves. So I actually don't write a lot. Like I adore Nora Ephron. I mean, I just worship Nora Ephron, but I'm not self-disclosing enough to do that. You know, like I admire people who write super personal essays, but I prefer to write in code.
Yeah.
So a lot of times the people that But I don't know if we were going to go back and talk about actual sleepovers, but I did want to say, because I don't know if I'm sure you've had people like this on the podcast before, but you know the girl at the sleepover who's crying because she wants to go to sleep?
Oh, no.
Yeah. You know, like the girl who's at 12 o'clock is like, guys, I'm really tired. I'm just really tired. Can we just you guys are being really loud.
I was the girl who wanted to go home.
Oh, no. Well, I had a thing with my dad where I would call him and then he would say, do you want to come home? So that I didn't have to say it.
My mom would do that too.
Right. Yeah.
And you'd have a code word.
But when I did, I was just telling the story. So my best friend from childhood is this woman, Patty, and I just saw her this weekend because she flew in for the bar mitzvah. And we became best friends in 8th grade because I had a sleepover at my house. I like vividly remember this. And my bedroom was right above my parents' bedroom. And my parents were a little older and they're first-generation immigrants, and the sleepover whole thing for them is a little weird. And these girls were being so loud, and they would not go to sleep. And it was like 2 a.m, and my dad kept coming up and saying, you have to go to sleep, you have to go to sleep. And I was in 8th grade, frizzy hair, the whole thing. And I remember I was like, guys, you really need to go to bed. My dad's really tired. He has to go to work. You guys are being so terrible. And they were continued jumping on the bed and like being noisy. And I finally decided, well, I'm just going to go to sleep. And I was lying next to Patty in these sleeping bags. And after a minute, this little tiny hand just shot out of her sleeping bag and over into my sleeping bag. And she held my hand.
Oh,
my
that
God.
is so sweet.
Yeah.
She could tell. That's like a friend for life.
A friend for life. I just saw her this weekend. That was in 8th grade. In the 80s, and we're still super close friends because I am the uncool person at the sleepover. That's exactly who I am because I can't stay up late. I've never stayed up late. I've never stayed up all night in my entire life.
Really? Never, ever? Even as a writer, you've never. Like pushed yourself.
Nope.
To
in college,
procrastinate.
Never. No, I procrastinate, but I just nope, I can't. I'm the person who is like, the sensible person who's like, are you guys smoking? What do you mean? Like, I found out at some point in high school that my friends were all smoking and that no one had told me for like 2 years.
They're like, we're not even going to
'cause
try to make you smoke. It's not
I
going to
just thought I was going to like be super judgy and yeah. So I was like the unfun person at the sleepover who like wanted to brush my teeth and like tuck in for a little night.
No donuts in them. When there were donuts in the morning, that was like the most exciting.
I think we hosted the sleepovers a lot at my house. Like
we didn't.
Yeah, because my parents we were kind of feral children, so we would run into the woods.
Oh, that's the house you want to go to.
Yeah. My parents were fine. They were just like, I think they wanted boys because all 3 of us girls were like out catching tadpoles and probably
I love that.
Probably tetanus and all kinds of things. But
I think we did a dare once where one of the girls had to go flash a car driving by. I mean, we were like 11.
So what is there to flash?
We were terrible. I was the girl who made other girls smoke cigarettes. Like I gave them their first cigarettes.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. Yeah.
Where did you get the cigarettes?
There was a Coco's by our house that had a waiting area and that had a machine. So we would get quarters and we'd sneak in on our hands and knees and put the quarters in while no one was looking.
Oh my God.
And like just press any button because we didn't know what kind of cigarettes to smoke.
You're like danger gnomes.
I know.
Sounds terrifying.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you were a waitress at Coco's and you saw an 11-year-old with quarters? You'd be like, just go ruin your own life.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm a waitress at Coco's. Like, I have enough things to handle at this moment.
That's great.
So were you, so you were always kind of like the good kid growing up.
Kind of annoyingly so.
Have you done anything where you really regretted it?
Most of my misbehavior had to do with boys. I was very boy crazy, and particularly in college. Like I look back on college, and I wish that I had spent less time chasing after boys. That's kind of all I did. I mean, I did extracurriculars, and maybe I did some homework, but when I went to college, it was like such a concentrated population of like cute people your age, and like anytime you went to the dining hall, it was like it was just such a fish in the barrel situation.
Yeah.
And I had been kind of nerdy in high school. I dated a couple people, but I hadn't really so in college I was really boy crazy and chasing boys, and that's mostly what I did. So most of my misbehavior has been in that area.
Well, maybe you got it out of your system kind of early.
Yeah, I mean, I was very.
I mean,
that's one of
early,
the-
by
one of-
early, I mean college, which is not early. For me, as a 19-year-old goth virgin,
Yeah.
that was like, that was young for me.
Was college exciting when you were dating your high school sweetheart?
I was dating my also goth high school sweetheart. So I walked into the mess hall at like Santa Barbara and everyone was blonde and I was goth and already had a boyfriend. So I was like, fuck, like
That's so funny.
I
Santa Barbara
missed
is
it
the
all.
most like sorority,
Yeah.
it's the least gothy place.
Yeah.
And I was also straight edge. So there'd be like kids walking down the hall with like 24 packs of natural light to go get hammered. And I'd be like, you guys, we have an OChem test tomorrow.
Right.
And listening to Nine Inch Nails too. loud.
Let's ask another slumber party question, Juana. Oh, so do you have a ghost story?
Yes.
I don't.
Or
I'm
paranormal?
not. I don't have. I'm like the least metaphysical person in the world. Like my friends know this. Like someone was trying to show me a video on their phone of ghosts that they thought were in their baby's room, and I was like, you just don't want to show it to me. Like it's going to be no fun because ghosts don't exist, and
They don't
That's all
exist.
bullshit.
But babies are that's what scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, this friend of mine was convinced that there were ghosts on the video on her baby monitor.
but it's like an infrared. It's an infrared camera. You're
Yeah.
gonna see weird shit on that. Like everything's.
I'm not the right person for any of this. Like, no, don't talk to me about your Reiki practice. Like, I just don't
just
believe
did.
in any of that. Any of it.
My girlfriend just said to me, I was like, my back's been hurting. I'm going to go to a chiropractor. And she was like, do you want to go to my healer? And I was like, is that the person who touches you but doesn't touch
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
I absolutely don't want to go to your healer.
Yeah. I mean, it's to me, it's fraudulent. I believe in science.
Yeah.
Rachel and I share this. And so I'm so the wrong person. So like a ghost story for me, I mean, murdery real life stuff is much scarier. Ghost stuff doesn't scare me, but like when you're a kid and you tell like real life murdery stories.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah.
When you're a child and you traumatize each other with things that can actually happen
Well, the
to
shit
you.
we used to be able to get away, like unsolved mysteries alone, just traumatized me.
But those
right.
are those like spooky ghost things or those murdery
No,
things?
that was a TV show where they were like, here's some spooky ghost shit, and it was hilarious. But then some like murdery stuff.
Right. Well, there was always America's Most Wanted on
Right.
Sunday night, and you're like, "Hi, here's a guy who's like, my child got eaten by someone. Here are some other people who are eating children." Like that
And
on
none of-
Sunday
yeah.
night on America's
So
Most
I will
Wanted
tell
was
you, when
terrifying.
I was in 7th grade, there was a family in our town, and there were 3 brothers, and the oldest brother was in military school, and he came home on a break from school, and he killed his entire family, mother, father, and both his brothers.
Not cool.
Oh, I think they made a TV movie out of this.
I don't know that they made a TV movie about this specific thing, but it was in this town that I grew up in, Montvale, New Jersey. There's a book about it. And it was, so everybody was like, oh, my brother was supposed to sleep over that night. Everybody knew somebody who was connected to this thing. And the details of the murder were really gruesome and horrible. And but it was also like a pre-internet thing where it was like people had sort of heard a little bit and heard details, and I heard he went up in the attic, and I heard, somebody was hiding, and so that stuff is really scary. And like the thought that somebody would snap like that stuff is. I used to read a lot of true crime, like Anne Rule.
Anne
Do you
Rule's
guys-
amazing.
Anne Rule is the bomb.
I have a true crime podcast because I'm obsessed with murder, and one of the themes is I want to hear your hometown murder. It's the thing that affected you so much,
Right.
and you remember, and you like. That shit to me is fascinating.
There's your hometown member, and then there's the kid who died of cancer.
Yeah.
From your hometown.
I had leukemia in my grade. The
Right.
kid that I had a crush on died of
You did not.
leukemia.
You did not have leukemia, but
Oh no! Oh,
way
did
you
that
said
sound
that
like
just
that?
sounded like I had leukemia.
Raising my hand. No. David Rapp. Knock on wood.
Yeah,
no.
everybody has. Those are the kind of, like close-in traumas when you're a kid that really stick with you.
Totally.
like when you're a kid, the only thing that can really take you down is cancer or murder, or when you're a kid. Pretty
Totally.
much.
Car
like-
accidents.
Right. Yeah, I
God.
guess a car accident.
I'm on Xanax, FYI.
Just to handle it. Okay, so you're not afraid of ghosts, but you're afraid of living people, making you into a ghost.
I think human beings are what we don't need ghosts or
Yeah.
what's scarier than human beings? Nothing.
Rabid dogs can be vicious.
Nope.
Sharks. What about wheat threshers? Have you ever met a wheat thresher that stopped to ponder whether or not they should thresh you to death?
What's a wheat thresher?
I don't know. It's like a machine that can spit your body into pieces.
Oh, jeez.
Falling in. I'm more
Chipper?
afraid of falling into a wheat thresher than I am of getting murdered.
What about a wood chipper?
Yeah, wood chipper.
Something like that.
That
Yeah.
sounds awful.
Just because the way you die would be so awful.
I think a guy actually
no
fell.
turning back.
You would think, how the fuck do you fall into a wood chipper? But a guy like legit fell into a wood chipper a couple of years ago.
I feel like people fall into things in factories all the time.
I know, we don't know about that.
And become cheese whiz.
Do you know that
And
there was a
nobody knows.
guy? Oh, do you want to hear a horrible one?
No!
Okay.
Give it to in one sentence. Say it.
Okay, he fell into a vat where they cooked tuna for tuna cans.
Thank you for making that into one sentence. That's
And he didn't get and
horrible.
he didn't get out.
They accidentally locked him in.
Yep, I read that.
And he got cooked with
He got
tuna.
cooked with
Tuna.
Like, can it be chocolate?
That's like the lady who froze herself in the cryonics.
Yes.
Whoa, she just walked right into it, right?
Oh,
and then she was
yeah,
like,
cryotherapy.
shoot.
No,
Yeah,
she
I heard
worked
about
there.
that.
She worked it when she was doing it
worked there.
alone after hours, and so she couldn't get out.
Here's the thing.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Here's the thing with murders is I have more faith that I will accidentally freeze myself or put myself into a vat of tuna than I have a lack of faith in humans to kill me.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty much like, if I'm going to go down prematurely, it's going to be my own fault.
But if you read the paper, like just what people are capable, any day
Yeah.
that you pick up the paper, like domestically, you know, the metro section, what people do to children.
Yep.
It's just, what we're capable of as human beings. That's scary enough for me. I don't, the metaphysical woo-woo stuff.
That's why I want to know as much as I can, because I feel like the more I know, the less likely it'll happen to me. And the more on guard I'll be.
Well, that's why
Right.
humans, that's why we're so curious. Like when you hear that somebody was in a car wreck or something, you want to hear, where were they? What were they? Oh, well, they weren't wearing a seatbelt.
Yeah.
That could have been- that's why I
Right.
would have been smart enough to know,
Totally.
In preparation. Actually, this is a good segue into another Slumber Party game we haven't played in a while.
Ooh.
It's called Kill Me Now,
Oh, boy.
and it's your most embarrassing moment.
Oh, gosh. Gosh, I have a lot. Well, when I was like 14, 15, I grew I was like 5'2" at the beginning of the year of 10th grade and then like 5'7.5" at the end. So
Ooh.
when that happens, it's,
Yeah.
your body's so weird.
Traumatizing.
Yeah. So I was very awkward and gangly, and I went to school where you had a dress code and you had to wear skirts. And somebody was chasing me outside of the back of the school, some boy, and I was running down and I had little heels on and my little skirt, and I was running, and to get away, I thought it would be cute to jump over this like stone fence.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
So I kind of go up to awkwardly jump up over the stone fence. My skirt, though, won't let my legs go far enough apart. So my legs, just picture like two legs going like 4 inches apart. Then my heel catches on the edge of the stone thing. I flip forward. I land like in a runner's hurdle with my skirt up above my panties. And at that moment, bell rings. Everybody exits class.
No.
Yeah.
Someone's telling that story right now
Yeah.
about
Yes.
watching that happen.
Yep. And I was like, thud on the ground. And I remember the feeling of thud and looking up into the trees and being like, oh, and then trying to pull my, and I remember, it's so funny how women, like, you have total recall of every outfit you wore for every stressful thing.
Yep.
Like,
Right.
I remember this gray wool kind of pencil skirt with a little pleated top. That's my
We both
winner.
got pantsed in when we were younger, so
Yeah.
we understand.
Somebody deliberately pantsed you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Well,
were
I pants
victims.
myself.
At least you don't hate someone who sometimes you see on Facebook and you're like, that's the bitch that.
That pantsed me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can only look at the mirror and say, that's the girl that fell over a fence. It's me again. How did you recover from it? Did you?
You grew up and
I don't
became
know. I
successful?
remember standing up and just sort of like, I went to a pretty small high school. Everyone was basically pretty nice, so it wasn't too bad.
Have you had an embarrassing moment lately, Alie?
I feel like I have them often. This morning's embarrassing moment was giving you the wrong address to the studio.
Oh, who cares?
pretty embarrassing.
I mean, what I do now regularly is I don't know anyone's name.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't know
me
anyone's
neither.
name.
No.
So people come up to me, they greet me warmly,
Mm-hmm.
and I just have to talk to them long enough so that I can figure out.
Alie has a good trick
I have
for
a trick
this.
for this.
Oh my God! Okay.
You say, how is work going? And then they'll say, the library's great. The library's great. We
And so
opened a
you'll
new
figure out if
branch."
you know them from that.
Or
Yeah.
you'll say, when was the last time I saw you?
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, it was. But personally, if I saw you out somewhere, I'd be like, hi, Georgia from Slumber Party. I would tell, because I'm terrified of.
I am the exact same way. I will introduce myself to my husband.
Me too.
I do not presume that anyone has retained my name at all ever.
No.
But when people come up to you and you can tell that they're like not happy about the fact that you
Yeah.
don't remember their name.
It kills me. Even though, and then sometimes I'll run into someone and they'll be like, "Tell me your name again," and it's fine, and I don't care. And why don't I do that?
I don't know. I'm never. If someone doesn't know who I am, I'm relieved because that means whatever I did last time I saw you, apparently it
Like,
doesn't
not horrible.
register.
You didn't offend them.
right?
Yeah.
Like there's no like, oh, there's Alie.
Yeah, or you'd probably remember it, like if they did something embarrassing. But that's why when I greet someone that I do know, I'll like scream their name at them because I'm like, this is how much I like you. I fucking.
But don't you ever have the thing where it's like someone you know well,
Yeah.
and as you're about to say their name, you have this moment of like,
Yeah.
What if
I'm not sure.
Yes.
And I know this person well.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I think that happens when you work on sets. I think that happens.
Yeah.
A
Oh my
lot
God.
Because, or if you work in like, if your job involves a lot of faces in any capacity, even when I was a waitress, that would happen to me because I'd be like, do I go on a date with this person or do I just know what they order every lunch? Like, there's that your brain just has too many to catalog or
Yeah, I
something.
picture the names in my brain like instead of being like a sleek iPhone, they're like one of those old Rolodexes that like James Garner used on Rockford File, but they're like stuck with like tons and tons of cards. It's just I know too many people at this point.
Oh my God, Rockford Files. I've been watching that lately.
The best.
It's on.
How much do you have a crush on him?
He's the
Who's hotter?
He's amazing.
The
Yeah.
hottest.
And then also, what's the one where he has the eye and he's the detective? Let me ask you one more question. What's his-
Columbo?
Columbo.
Yeah.
Right. Thank
You
you.
forgot his name, and that's okay.
I forgot Columbo's
It's
name.
He's fine with it.
okay.
He's
It's
okay with it.
He doesn't care.
Those shows
all right.
are on after wrestling, and since Vince is obsessed with wrestling, we just watch a shitload of Rockford Files and Columbo.
You have to watch wrestling?
I have to watch. Well, yeah.
Are you into it?
I am now into it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's fun.
It's opera.
It's yeah. It's a fucking opera without the singing. Thank God.
wow. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it's
That's
fun.
also nice of you.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
He watches murder shows with you, and you
He
watch
does.
wrestling shows
Yeah,
with him. Yeah,
that's true.
It's all very light and
Yeah, we keep it real light.
murder, wrestling.
yeah. So, what are you watching when you have enough on your plate? Crazy Ex, by the way, once again, love the show.
Thank you very much.
I'm so obsessed.
So do you guys watch Girls?
Oh, yes, and that's going to be my
I got to tell you,
This
Girls
season-
this season,
killing it.
I was telling someone like I've become the person who like that's how I start conversations with people. Like
Yes.
Girls is crushing it this year,
Well,
guys.
We do fuck that at the end. That was going to be the thing I love because,
fucking
dude,
I mean, first of all, I'm a huge Girls fan from the beginning, and I think they're geniuses. And I think our show I don't think would be on the air without Lena. And I think Lena and Jenny who write the show I think are just brills.
totally.
But there's something about this season, like they've gotten to this point where it almost feels like they were building towards
Yes.
this. And the Hannah stuff this year, like when he says, "I'd like to believe that I'm the only person who gets to see your vagina,"
Yeah.
and he walks away and she goes, "It's summer."
And then she says, when she says to him, this is the realest thing I've ever heard. She says, and I'm fully grown. Sorry about that. I've been meaning to get a wax. Like I say that. I'm so sorry. I've been meaning to get a wax to Vince all the time. And it was like, yes, that is exactly
Yeah.
what we say.
Great. We need to talk about laser later.
Right,
Yeah. Oh my
I'm
God.
all
Yeah,
I'm all
laser.
for laser.
It's all laser.
Although then you have to be real comfortable with the sight of your own vagina forever. Anyway, continue.
But that show I adore. I watched all of Togetherness, which sadly
These are my
is,
two
is-
fuck that's.
I haven't
sadly
watched
is
either.
ending.
The last episode I watched twice, and I don't cry, and I cried twice at the very end.
The main thing for me in that show is Amanda Peet. I can't even.
she-
even bug dead on the ground.
She's
So
a
good.
treasure.
She's so good.
From her-
She's so good.
Everything about that show.
And then I watched the OJ thing, which I loved.
Obsessed.
Sarah Paulson, Courtney Vance. I mean,
Obsessed.
everybody was great. Yeah, because we're on hiatus right now, so I have time to watch
Yes.
TV.
Are you watching Better Call Saul?
You know what? Talk about embarrassing. My husband and I have 6 episodes left in Breaking Bad.
Oh,
6? You're on the home
know.
stretch.
I'm jealous.
I know.
I'm jealous that you get a deal. You get to watch them.
I know. So I feel like I want to finish Breaking Bad
Yeah.
and then start Better Call Saul.
You gotta.
Yeah.
6, you can knock that out
I know.
in one afternoon.
I know, but not when you have kids.
Right.
No, just neglect them.
Yeah.
They know how to make a sandwich.
Yeah, the binging really gets cut. Now there's some shows that the kids can binge with us.
Yeah.
And so when we find a show like that, it's pretty great. Now that they're older, they can watch things that are. I'm pretty I'm pretty lax about what I let them watch. We
Yeah.
watch Broadchurch together. I don't know if you guys watch Broadchurch.
That's the one in the English.
Broadchurch.
Yeah.
Brills. We watched Fargo together.
Yeah, Fargo this last season was so beautiful.
Yeah.
I can't stand it.
So my kids are some things they're into, but
It's like how much of a sociopath do you want to make them? If you want to make them this
average,
or do you want to let them watch like?
I'm pretty. I mean, I'm a little. If it's something really good, I'll let them watch. Especially my older son is 16. He's huge into movies.
Do you let them curse?
Oh my God, I'm
Yes.
real cursy.
Oh, good. Okay.
Oh, how liberating must
I'm
that
real
be?
cursy.
Yeah.
I once said to my older son when he was like 10, and I was angry at him about something. I said, we only have one real rule in our house. I had this epiphany. We have one rule in our house, and the rule is don't be an asshole. And he was like 10 years old, and he was like, I see what you're saying.
Oh my God.
That's our rule. Don't be an asshole. It covers everything. Don't leave your shit on the floor. Don't be an asshole.
Yeah. Don't be shitty
rude
to other people.
Don't be an asshole.
That's,
Yeah.
that's a good rule for
Do your
life.
homework. Don't be an asshole.
Yeah.
Right.
It's really good.
So if they swear around you,
No,
clearly
see, my
don't care.
parents also, my mom's French, my dad's Israeli. So I grew up with people swearing in multiple languages all day long. And I didn't really understand. There's a lot of things that I didn't understand about manners because my parents are not Americans. And one of them was like, you use the best word, and if it's salty language, my mother speaks 5 languages and she can swear liberally in all of them. Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah. So I just not a thing if it's the right word, it's the right word. Also, I think as a writer, I mean, one of the things about doing Crazy Ex, it was originally for Showtime and now it's on CW. And so there's lots we can't say, but you know what we can say? Bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
And you may have
that's
noticed
okay.
we say it a lot. Because I consider that like a pretty legit swear word. And we had one of the songs on the show is called "You Stupid Bitch." They did ask us to cut down the number of bitches. There were like 34, and they asked us to could you cut it down to like 16 or something? But so we really relish anytime we can use anything which resent. But that's one of the truly the hardest thing about not doing the show on Showtime is not nudity or content or whatever it is. It's just that everybody in that show would say fuck every other word, and we just can't. So that's. But I love a swear.
I love that the O.J. Simpson show kind of I feel like it gave us a lot of room. Like she says motherfucker in it.
Yeah.
And I love that. I feel like it kind of pushed the envelope a little more. So maybe you'll get some extra
Well,
work.
FX is cable.
That's true.
And CW is broadcast network,
true.
and it's got affiliates. It's a kind of a different setup.
Right.
So
But motherfucker even on FX seems like a big one.
it did.
Yeah,
I
you don't
noticed
hear
that.
enough motherfuckers.
No, I
It's a
noticed
good
that.
one, and it was used really well.
Yeah.
Sarah Paulson got to fucking
she's
hit it.
so good.
Ugh. Can we do midnight secret snack?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
then we'll do fuck that, which I now have to think of 2 new fuck that's because the fuck that is one thing we love and one thing we hate.
Oh, okay.
And mine was literally going to be that
Girls and Togetherness.
Togetherness got canceled, and that I loved the season of Girls.
Boom.
All right.
And I have
so
nothing
I'm
that
gonna-
you
pre-fucked
so the
it.
midnight snack is like what you eat when
Your
that's it.
secret.
Yeah.
Yeah. No one's around.
Okay, so this will really make you guys fully understand how I was the sleepover douche. I don't eat at night.
How? From what time till what time?
Well, I'm actually we're such an early eater that I'm not really hungry after 9:30, 10 o'clock.
I got to do that.
So I don't really eat, and I'm not hungry at night. I've just kind of trained myself. If I had to eat food at midnight, so the exception to that is when you're on set,
Right.
and you're having weird hours. And then my drug of choice is I really love, and the crafty guys know this, so they come and they bring it to me in the basket. When you get a bowl and it has a mini Twix, a mini Snickers, a mini
Butterfinger.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think I've only ever eaten a mini Butterfinger.
Me too.
But it's small mini versions of the big. So if I'm gonna eat a weird bowl of weird snacks that are gonna make me feel dirty and I need to purge and cleanse, it's that.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
You know when you you check your pockets of a coat and then you find a bunch of those little wrappers and you're like, oh, I forgot I did that.
That
Oh no,
was
I
a
thought
hard
you were going
night.
to say you find a little Milky Way in there and you're like, yes.
Oh, that never happens. That doesn't get past. That doesn't get past security.
Whenever I eat a mini one, I'm always like, why don't I do this more often?
Right.
But then I would never buy a Butterfinger, even though
Never.
they're the best.
Oh, I'll buy a Butterfinger. I've done that.
You'll
Just go into a store and take a Butterfinger and put it on the counter and buy it. Yeah.
But sometimes it's,
What time of day?
Probably, I'd say like a 4 in the afternoon.
With
like
a coffee or just solo?
No, probably with something super shitty like a Diet Dr. Pepper.
You send me
Like,
you
what
send
am
me
I doing?
photos. You send me photos a lot of your purchases on the conveyor belt at the grocery store,
Right,
and
it's
it's like
sad.
it's fun. No, I love when you do that.
When you're having an afternoon and you have to go buy toothpaste and toilet paper and you're
Oh.
like, well,
Yeah.
I deserve this.
but like why am I putting like a Diet Pepsi and like Skittles in my body ever?
That's not even a Diet
No,
Coke.
but I'll do like a Diet Dr. Pepper and a candy bar if I really am like it has to feel like I'm gonna die if I don't eat this.
I remember when I was really little, not really little, but when I was a girl and like first starting to deal with hair, hairy legs and all this stuff. And a friend of mine, we were talking about Nair. People don't use Nair anymore, do they?
I have a bottle in there.
And my friend was like, Nair is basically like applying cancer to your body.
Is it really?
She's like, what's in there that's dissolving
That's true.
hair?
I've used
burning
it.
It's burning it. It burns the hair off.
I'm never going to be able to get pregnant
It dissolves.
because I used it
'Cause
on
you
my
used
bikini
Nair.
line.
The
Yeah.
things that you do to get the mate make
Right.
you unable to reproduce.
Right.
I know.
Right.
Right.
I know.
The chemicals you've ingested to make yourself attractive.
I'm not quite sure what lasering your entire reproductive area will do to you.
I think you did the whole thing.
Here,
We don't need to talk
have you
about
ever
it.
gotten upsold?
Oh, okay. She was like, "This is appalling. You need to get rid of all of it." See, I'm a really, again, this seems to be a podcast about how old I am, but I'm just from a different generation. My husband doesn't understand that whole thing. Like, he came of age where like everybody in Penthouse had a giant bush,
Huge bush.
So he's not really understanding. So I do what like more is the tasteful landscaping. Wow, I'm talking about this publicly.
I'm sorry. We cover this.
Yeah, a lot.
Many
because
times.
the complete thing, I don't know.
I
No,
don't
it's-
prefer it, and I prefer that a guy doesn't prefer that because it's,
You have pedophile things.
tendencies.
Yeah.
I don't think that's true.
A lot of guys, but see now, from what I'm told, the guys like it pretty barren.
Yeah.
Well, everyone's gotten a tattoo that they regret. Not
Right.
everyone has. I don't. But I did understand the miracle of laser while I was dating someone who was not a bushman. And now we're not dating. And
And it's like you've marked yourself, you've tattooed yourself.
It won't grow. It grows back eventually.
No,
Here's
a
the
laser
thing.
doesn't.
we broke up about 2 weeks after my
My God.
No.
He owes you.
He does.
He might. Well, I broke up with him, so it was all my It's all.
Oh,
This is
okay.
all my own undoing.
Okay.
But it was one of those things where I was like, "Fuck, what can't?" They're
People
gonna
say
have
the bush is coming back.
transplants.
Is it coming back?
Mine's not.
I think.
I don't know.
Yours is gone. That's it. It's done.
I think there are like fluctuations in the same
Yeah.
way that like with fashion, it's like the bush is okay, bush isn't okay.
Right.
But I think let's just say that a tasteful, not completely nude, is okay.
Right.
Yeah. Let's.
Tasteful triangle.
Do that. Actually,
Bush
I was
did
at
9/11. Oh,
I
that
was
is-
at I was at the ladies' day spa the other day, the Korean day spa, and so like there was a
best.
plethora of
The
bush.
best.
Oh my god, it's the best.
the best.
And you can't help but like look at
course.
different women's bodies.
Fascinating.
And it was like
I can't look. If they see me looking at them, I can't. I avert
stare.
everything.
I stare.
No.
And the girls who had the landing strip, I thought it was pretty gross.
I think it's not flattering to one's thighs.
No.
I think it makes your thighs look
Or
bigger.
your vagina.
Isn't it great when you run into someone you know at a spa like that, and then you become really super interested in like a point in the middle of their eyebrows?
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
you're just like so determined not to look at their boobs.
And I want to ask friends to go with me. Like I
Yeah.
went with a girlfriend once and we're both like neither of us it was like so comfortable, but like there's certain friends that you can't ask to go.
Because they're, yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I have a theory about that.
Let's hear it.
I think the flat-chested ladies are more comfortable walking around naked.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Because it's not as sexual.
I don't care. I take my clothes off right now.
Me too.
Yeah. I don't have
think
any of that.
The other thing I think, Jewish girls.
Really?
I don't think we have no shame.
I'll just take my clothes off. I
Me
don't care.
too. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, Goy, I'm not like that.
A pee
Really?
in front of
Yeah, no.
anyone?
Oh.
No,
No,
it's
you like privacy.
There's If
My
I'm,
husband's a never nude, so
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Jewish
You
or not Jewish?
he's not Jewish.
Yeah, because
He's not walking around naked like making a coffee.
I mean, you're raised with like Jesus would prefer you not naked, and if you are naked, you better be married.
You should be. It's shameful.
Jesus has made it clear.
Like a Korean spa is a pretty big leap to but yeah, like nudity is usually sexual, so it's like a weird. There's something certainly weird about it. But I went to I went to a Korean spa with Catherine Burns, who is your choreographer, who's one of my good.
Oh my
good
God.
friends. Yes, she's one of my
The
best friends
best.
ever.
Yeah, she's amazing.
She
The
was
best.
a guest on the podcast.
The best.
I went with her and another friend, and I did not glance at either of their vaginas or boobs. The whole
time. Did you study their eyebrows?
I studied their faces.
Right.
It was like the most
Burning,
intense eye
burning,
contact.
yeah.
And I was like, must not break contact. And then afterward, they were both like, oh yeah, we saw everyone's everything. I was
you
like,
know
you
what
saw my vagina? They're like, yeah, we looked.
Yeah.
Oh, I looked once. You and I showered together once. And I was like,
didn't
that's
look
what
at
her body
yours.
looks. And I'll say, you know what I'll do? I'll say, oh, you have cute tits, just to like get it out of the way. Cute tits, just to get it out of the way.
I have absolutely not. I mean, we did the upfronts last year, so we got picked up for our show really late. So we like rushed to New York for the upfronts, and Rachel was like thrown into this whirlwind. And she was doing an appearance, and they had given her some free clothes, and I went and I met her at the thing. I should have come earlier, but anyway, I met her at the thing, and she was wearing this pink thing that was very cute, but I knew wasn't going to be flattering on camera. And so I was like, do you have any dresses in your hotel room? And she was like, yes. So we sent somebody over to pull a few of her dresses. And she had this skinny pencil dress that I knew would be more flattering on her. So she goes and gets the dress, and she comes back, and I realize she doesn't have the right undergarments at all. So we're like grabbing Spanx from somewhere. She's got the wrong shoes. I give her my shoes. We pull the Spanx up on her. She and I like pull the Spanx up. We take her panties off.
Oh my God.
And she runs off to go on stage, and I'm holding Rachel's panties in my hands.
Still warm.
And I was like, still warm. And I was like, oh, I need to find a place to store these panties, like to put these panties so that Rachel can find them later. And then I was like, what am I doing? And I just threw them in the trash. And she looked great. And she went out holding this dress that we had wearing this dress we had just gotten 2 seconds before, and my J. Crew shoes.
I love.
Oh God,
Yeah.
that was a missed fiscal opportunity. You probably could have sold them, given the fan base. But I did.
Oh my
notice
God, yeah.
This last week, there was panties in the pocket reference, and I appreciate that very much.
We've all been there. Should we do fuck that?
Yeah, let's do fuck that. Fuck that is a game we play where it's one thing you love so much you would lay it down and slow bone it tenderly and caress it, and then one thing that you hate so much. It's like, fuck that. But
you
we
guys
start,
go, and then I'll think about it.
Okay.
We start with a negative. That way we can end on a positive
Okay.
note. So we'll end with your positive one.
Oh my God, I like need. Okay.
Something you hate, Georgia.
Literally, mine says girls new season.
Yes.
No, but you don't hate that. That's
I mean, I love
right,
that.
Right.
Okay, no, we're doing fuck that. Okay, Alie,
One
what
thing
do you
I hate. It's a combination of hatred and just despair and sadness. I'm using this as a platform to announce the demise of my mug.
What?
Your mug.
I have this mug that it just goes with me everywhere. It's my tea mug. I purchased it in this rustic, wonderful store in the backcountry of Maine on a solo trip I went on by myself. And I just carry the thing around. It's so capacious. It holds 24 ounces
Nice.
of
Good
tea.
word.
Thank you. It's roomy as hell.
It's known. Everyone knows Allie's mug.
This mug is like my plus one to things. And yesterday I dropped it and broke it in the gutter, and its remains are now in a bush outside of my home because I was like, I can't put these, so I have to have a proper burial. But that's one thing I hate. But I will go jump straight into my fuck yes, is that the outpouring of support online is absolutely warm.
Has
to me.
anybody
It's
found like
beautiful.
that exact mug to send you?
No, but I probably could track it down. It was from Green Tea Roasters in Maine, and it was
Oh,
just
I think one's
wonderful
on its
mug.
way to you.
Right,
bet.
Yeah.
perhaps.
I bet.
But I am so shocked at how many people are like genuinely like, I'm really sad for you.
To be fair, it was fucking hilarious how it broke because I was picking her up yesterday. She put the mug on top of my car, and then I hear this crash. Oh. It was so sad.
But it was filled with scalding hot
that sucks.
green tea, which spilled all the way down my back and into my purse, and not a drop went anywhere other than on my body or in my purse.
my God.
So I had a burn mark down my back, and my nice leather purse just filled with
Hot tea.
22 ounces of hot tea.
Oh my God.
Anyway, it's
That's
dead.
terrible.
But thank you guys. You guys are all wonderful in the Slumber Party podcast Facebook group in particular. The memes you made tickled me. Anyway, Georgia, what do you hate?
Okay, the thing I hate. So I have Invisalign now. So I'm getting my teeth fixed, and what it does is it spaces and pushes your teeth back. So I can't eat a fucking thing without getting like half of it stuck in my teeth. And
Souvenirs.
it's disgusting.
Ugh.
It's grossing me out. So like
That's a
I'll
bummer.
floss and I'll be like, well, that is something I ate for breakfast, and it's disgusting. So
I have these brush picks that I can give you.
Please.
I have clean ones in my purse because I keep them. That's another fuck that. They're these things called brush picks, and they're these little white things. You can get them at like Albertsons or whatever. And you just
Do you use the rubber
jam
ones or the ones with the brush?
No, there's this tiny brush on there.
Yeah, I know from that.
My
you
dad,
just-
yeah. My dad's a
jam
big
it in
tooth.
there.
My dad's
Yeah.
the like leaving a restaurant. Do you want a toothpick? Like
Yeah.
that's him. And so now I'm like a yes, I want a toothpick.
Yeah.
So fuck food in your teeth.
So what's going to be your hell yeah? What's your...
Well, let's do last.
We still- okay, we do the fuck that,
I
yes.
jumped to mine.
All right,
I jumped
here's
the
what
gun.
my fuck that is.
Okay.
And it's particularly bad because I hate it, but I fear that I'm actually going to sign on for it. So these new jeans that are like they're showing everywhere, do you know what I'm talking about? Which are like, they're called crop flares.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So they're like kind of high waisted. Yeah, Alie knows what I'm talking about. They're kind of high waisted, and then they're like fitted through here, so they give you like the teardrop butt, and then they go to about here, and they're very wide.
No.
Just Google crop flares, and you'll see them. They're basically the culottes that I wore in 7th grade, but like a new version of. But it's a jean culotte.
No.
And usually they have like thready things happening.
This is from the 90s.
Yeah, fuck that. But here's the thing about me: I'm such a trendy asshole that I know that I will try them on, and I know I will convince myself that one pair of these magically looks good. But they're terrible, and I need to keep it in mind that they're really, really unflattering and gross.
Flare
Crop
should
flares.
never come back.
Crop flares.
Boot cut even should never happen again.
Boot cut, I feel like could rehappen in kind of a cute way. On girls, Jessa wore these like super cute.
Oh, she looked amazing
In the
in
yellow
those.
striped shirt,
Yes,
she wore
at
like a
his
little
play.
like boot cutty,
Yeah, but she's
almost
the
flare.
cutest thing in the
and
world.
then clogs.
She looked great.
Yeah, she's fantastic. But the crop flares, no. Let's
No.
just all say no together. Yep.
No.
No. I hereby make a pledge. No crop flares.
No
you can have
crop
cropped pants.
flares.
You can have flares. Don't give me a cropped flare. And if
Okay.
you do it, don't give it to me with some waist that goes up to my navel.
My God.
Yeah.
I'm not prepared for that much jean up top.
I don't
Put
mind that because
A lot of up top jean happening.
got
right
some-
now.
Put that top jean in the bottom jean and cover my legs, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
I have a shirt already.
Yeah,
what are you
yeah.
doing?
But
The
as
girls
a girl
know.
who's got a big, what's it called here? The
Muffin?
Big muffin top, just got hips. The high-waisted ones are great because it doesn't like give you the muffin top.
yeah,
I
I've
I like a
shown.
high waist thing, but there's a limit.
There is
the
a
girls
total
now are
limit.
really wearing things that are really, making the mom butt, giving you the mom butt.
Ellie, you
yeah.
need to do another love because you didn't. Do you have another love?
Oh yeah,
Want
I'll
me to
give
do
another
it?
love. You know what? Backpacks, you guys.
Okay.
Fucking, let's get into backpacks.
Why not?
In a way that's not even fashionable.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to carry a bunch of books and a laptop.
Like a Hollister backpack.
I don't.
Yeah,
Like
Hollis
whatever.
Sure, I don't want to have to choose which of my shoulders is going to have horrible pain later. So I'm just going to give it to both equally.
Yeah.
And
I'm into it.
I think if you are carrying a laptop and a bunch of shit, I brought a backpack to the studio today, you guys.
Fuck yeah.
I love it.
It's from
Yep.
Target and has foxes on it. Who cares?
The thing I love so much that I want to fuck is, and this is like gross, store-bought hard-boiled eggs.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Store bought?
Like Trader Joe's has a
What?
bag of a sealed bag of peeled hard-boiled eggs, and it's just the fucking most convenient lunch. And
What do? You hit 2 of those?
I'll hit 2 of those on a piece of toast, and boom.
So you'll just slice those up?
Yeah, well, you know what I have is those amazing egg
There
slicers,
goes. And then you put it on the piece of toast, put a little salt and pepper on there.
a little sriracha. Boom,
Done.
Boom. And I know I could hard boil and peel my own eggs, but I don't want to. I want to buy them.
I know.
It's great.
Sometimes I know you gotta, as soon as it boils, you have to turn it off.
Right.
And I always forget, and then the water is completely evaporated. And
You
there's
gotta get an egg
roasted
cooker.
eggs.
Yep.
Yeah. I know.
Gotta get an egg cooker.
Is that a thing?
Oh, yeah.
What?
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 That could be my thing. But as you get like an egg cooker, oh my God, I live with my egg cooker because I eat soft boiled eggs all the time. I'm
Oh,
obsessed
yeah.
with soft boiled eggs. Anybody who's been to my office has had soft boiled eggs.
On toast? What do you do?
No, I eat soft boiled eggs like out of the egg like a dinosaur.
Yeah, that's old school.
Yeah. And then chop up some lettuce.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my jam.
What
right
is an
there.
egg cooker?
It's an egg cooker.
But what is it?
It's like a little egg shaped silver thing, and it has holes, and you put the egg in it, and then there's a little cup, and you measure it, and then that's tells you if you want hard boiled, soft boiled, whatever.
Wow.
Put it in, plug it in, walk away.
Shut up.
Do your stuff, pluck your eyebrows, and then it goes beep, beep, beep when it's ready, and you have a totally ready egg. Because, like, with me, hard-boiled eggs, often the store-bought ones are going to be too
Yeah.
rubbery and, with the green around it.
Yeah. Oh,
But
yeah.
with that, you can have it made, like, the exact thing you want.
Oh my God.
That
Are
sounds
you
like a
from
thing-
the future?
Yeah,
Sounds
you
like a
gotta
thing you
get an egg
register
cooker.
for. And also, you need a large kitchen to have because I don't have. I feel like I don't have room.
No, it's this big. I have
It's
one in my
tiny.
office at home, in my office at the show, and at home. Yeah,
Dude.
And my mother's big into it.
Dude.
Yeah.
I love that we pretty much just had on an egg cooking expert on the show. Like,
Yeah.
acclaimed
That's
screenwriter,
not-
but also
Yeah.
can tell you how to cook an egg.
And hamburger.
I'm trying to think of what is something that I love so much that I want to make love to it.
You don't have to necessarily.
And besides an egg cooker, and what can I think of that's amazing that I'm really digging? I mean, I would have said Girls, Amanda Peet, Sarah Paulson.
Those are good.
Yeah.
Anything spring related you're excited about? Seasonal changes got you fired up.
The fact
Interesting.
that the bar mitzvah's over, you don't have to deal with that
Right.
anymore.
Yeah. Well, I have some sandals I'm excited about.
Fuck them.
Yeah. I
In a
got
good
some
way.
Chloe sandals that are like a gladiator lace up kind of a thing.
Oh, yeah.
And I do a thing, I don't know if you guys do this, but when I like something, I buy it in 2 colors.
Uh-huh.
I think
Done
it's
it.
like a sickness.
I do
so
that
then,
too.
do you do that too?
Yeah.
So I bought it in a gray and I bought it in black. They're Chloe lace up gladiators, and they're quite cute.
I'll do that or I'll buy 3 pairs of them. Like these shoes are from Payless and I have owned 4 pairs of them because I'm so obsessed with them.